We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on the Miami Dolphins offense. They continue to look brilliant out there. Obviously, a few missed plays at the end of the game that they would like to have back, but other than that, this offense is special to watch, really fun. Tyreek and Jaylen Waddle, most explosive duo in the NFL. Mike McDaniel's play calling is absolutely amazing, and Tua out there with his anticipation, processing, and accuracy, it's really something special to watch. Tua's big first pass of the game, 2nd and 8. They're getting cover 2 right here. Tua looking off with his eyes and then coming back and finding Waddle on the other side of the field. I just love his ability to go through progressions now. He starts off to his right. Once you go empty, this second guy is such a great beater versus zone coverage. He just sees the number advantage over here. Everything's kind of dead, and he's able to get his eyes snapped back around. Amazing work here, anticipation, and look at him he comes off it and he's already ready to throw the ball, and look where Waddle is based on the linebacker 2 steps behind him, and then puts a perfect ball placement away from the safety but behind the linebacker, keeps it low so the safety can't hit him. Just an absolutely amazing throw to come out the gate. Great, look how quickly he's just processing things. He comes off the right and then comes back to the left and is already ready to throw right away, and then just love the ball placement there from Tua. The first 3rd down for the Dolphins offense. They've been amazing on 3rd down this year, and just look at the pre-snap. Look, it looks like the Bears are going to play man-to-man, and Tua is able to recognize that post-snap they go into a zone. So pre-snap they're trying to disguise the man-to-man. They have this sort of similar concept they did last week where they send these guys to the inside, they rub here, and then get Waddle on the wheel, but they go to the zone, drop, and then this corner takes this away on the wheel route. So he comes off of this, sees that Tyreek is getting doubled down by these 2 defenders, and then finds Sherfield right behind that, hits him in stride. Sherfield been really nice to this offense, but just love the processing from Tua. He's seeing things so well this season, and he just knows where to go with the ball every single play, whether it's zone, man, and he's just making these adjustments so quickly. That's a big reason why he's finding these guys wide open, this new narrative that he's just throwing to wide open receivers. Tua is a big part of that with his anticipation and his processing. Bears ran a lot of cover 2 in this game, especially early. Another play where people might be like, Tua's throwing to wide open receivers, but this is great eye manipulation. He just holds this flat corner just enough, the cloud corner here. He holds him just enough on the out to Gesicki. Look at his eyes. He's staring this down, gets him to freeze, and then look at him already preparing to throw the corner to Tyreek Hill before he's even broken. Just the anticipation, and then great ball placement to put this away from, he doesn't throw it all the way to the sideline, giving the corner a chance to make a play on this ball. He puts it on Tyreek's back shoulder to slow his momentum. This is amazing ball placement between this corner and this safety, and Tyreek Hill, absolutely amazing again. He's been easily the top 2, top 3 receiver in this year, and I personally think he's been the best receiver to watch all season long. Dolphins coming back to a bread and butter in this game, the loop motion, spread things out to the flat, manipulate the linebackers with your eyes, and then throw right behind them over the middle of the field on these quick slants, these glance routes to Waddle or Hill. Tua already prepared to throw. Look at him in throwing motion. Look at him preparing to release this ball, and he's just manipulating this linebacker, and then last second moves his body. He's one of the best in the NFL at doing that, manipulating linebackers over the middle of the field and then putting behind them. The anticipation on this throw is absolutely ridiculous. The confidence that he is playing with. Look how quickly, just look at his head here. Snaps it out to the flat real quickly, then snaps back to the middle. Makes it look like he's going to throw it to the right of 53, which moves him, and then the ball comes to the other side of him, hits Waddle with perfect ball placement in stride. Like a lot of quarterbacks try to do this manipulation thing with their body, but then it hinders their accuracy because they're not lined up as well. But Tua does a great job throwing over the middle field with accuracy when everything's not perfect mechanically wise. This has been the Dolphins' favorite concept to run all season. They have so many different variations of it. I've seen people posting it on Twitter, what they've been doing. This motion across here, get the guy working on the wheel, and then they have the guy coming across on the beneath route out of like the bunch to this side. And usually the receiver over here, now it's Gesicki lined up on the tight end spot. But usually they're lined up a little bit wider, so love the variations that they do. And then this guy will either run, the seam route or the slant glance route. And then Tua, RPO, this time gets on the move and then hits the flat coming from the other side to Cedric Wilson. Just love the play calling from McDaniel. So many different variations of it. And Tua, great read, reads the man-to-man coverage, sees those guys get pulled down, knows the linebackers on Cedric Wilson one-on-one, and then takes that advantage and gets a free 14 yards. Bears, they go cover 3 on the goal line, which is interesting. And just based on what he's seeing pre-snap, they have Tyreek Hill lined up sort of closer to the line of scrimmage. He's tightened here. He knows he has the out route and all this space over here. Tua knows that's where he wants to go with the ball. And then Gesicki running the corner route. And then look at the effect. This is why this is wide open. The corner really pulls Johnson to this deep third. He doesn't want to just give up this route right here. And Tua throwing it so quickly and with his body being aligned kind of towards Gesicki, the manipulation again gets Tyreek Hill wide open in the flat. So just great job pre-snap, knowing what he's going to throw based on the defense, and then making these corners just hesitate just enough to other routes. So great play calling, great manipulation, and Tyreek Hill was absolutely outstanding in this game again. The Dolphins offense was obviously amazing in this game, but they even left so many opportunities for points on the board, like this drive right before half. They miss a field goal, but some clock mismanagement really could have had them score another touchdown. They also had one where Tua slipped on a third down and they were short. I think that was also this drive. And then they had one where there was another missed snap on a third down, snapped it too early, kind of had to throw it away or whatever. So just missed opportunities. A couple, the Tua missed fourth down throw to Smith. And then love this play call right here. Get the bunch. They finally get man-to-man coverage. You can't run man-to-man versus the Dolphins unless you're going to double Tyreek and Waddle. And they get the wheel route, the perfect rub, and everything. Tyreek Hill sets this up perfectly, slows plays this, allows this to develop with Gesicki, and then comes off it. And just look at that burst and explosiveness. So special. This one, pretty good ball placement from Tua, maybe slightly underthrown. We'll talk about the underthrows later in the game that he had. This is an underthrow that is just perfect to have, because it's only slightly underthrown, so your receiver has to stop just a little bit. But he's so wide open that it's fine. Would love to see him hit him in stride, obviously, but this is much better than an overthrow where you don't get a completion at all. Underthrows are much more preferable, in my opinion, because you can either get pass interference, and it gives the receiver a chance to make a play on the ball. And this is like a perfect underthrow where he just has to slow down just a slight touch. Obviously, hit him in stride, he gets a touchdown, but you want to get that. It's 3rd and 6, so you definitely want to make the safe throw. So really good play there from Tyreek Hill. Just need to see Tua hitting some better deep balls to Tyreek and Waddle. Dolphins continuing to do the motion pre-snap, getting your wide receivers some momentum, but Tua feels that pressure to his left, and just great movement in the pocket here. Tyreek Hill obviously creating a bunch of separation, just the whole throwing to a bunch of wide open receivers, but good job feeling this in the pocket and then snapping his head back to this side, and he's prepared to throw this before Tyreek Hill's even broken. Just knows he has the one-on-one, so this is an anticipation throw. Even if the corner plays this better and is in a better position, this is still probably completed just due to the anticipation. Tyreek Hill's such a good route runner. Great job there manipulating to the inside, really selling this route like he's going to break across the middle and then sink those hips, get to the out, and just great communication, the timing there. Chemistry has been really good pretty much on everything other than like the really deep ball between the receivers and quarterbacks. Tua just slightly underthrowing. Usually I don't think it has anything to do with arm strength. I think Tua is just trying to be too precise with it and puts a lot of air under it and it ends up floating. Just maybe needs to put more of those on a line, but really good play all around here. Jeff Wilson, first game for the Dolphins, had a really excellent game. If you didn't see the video I posted on him, I think it's my most viewed video now, and he looked really good in the opening. Obviously, very comfortable in this scheme coming from San Francisco, and just great vision. And honestly, I think he's better for this offense than Mostert. I just think Mostert's a little inconsistent with what he's seeing and processing, and sometimes he's just hesitant to get downfield. Like, he has such good burst. Like, Mostert, would love to see him just be more decisive. But this is what I love about Wilson. He ran hard. He ran with burst. He pressed up, got everything to overflow here. All these linebackers overflowing, presses, and then cuts back to the space, runs hard, runs with burst. He ran with some violence in this game, was nasty, and just picking up big plays. And then obviously he looked pretty good as a receiver coming out of the backfield too. Here we get the Jaylen Waddle touchdown, getting Tua on the move here. Play action to the left. His other routes are dead. They're cover 2. They have the corner route dead from the flat defender and the safety. Tyreek Hill coming across. Not much room here to throw this. Maybe he waits a little bit, but this is kind of dead. He sees Waddle coming across, and I love the ball placement here because this safety, if he puts this on Waddle's path deeper to the end zone, but great chemistry there from Waddle and Tua, the ball placement, Waddle coming back to it, everything beautiful on the move. This is some high level stuff from both the players. Just throw it away from the safety, and Waddle makes the heads up play to come back for this. And good job by Tua getting to his third read and then delivering an accurate throw on the run. They keep coming back to this play, another variation of it, and instead of the flat beneath route coming from, a slot receiver in the bunch, they get him coming out the backfield this time. So you got the flat, you got the wheel, you got the seam, and then you got the flat coming to Sherfield, and you just pick up a free 8 yards because the Dolphins have been hitting the wheel or the slant concept or the glance or the seam, whatever it is in the variation, all season. So teams are playing for that, and then you just pick up, a free 7, 8, 9 yards on the flat route every single time. It's just free money for this offense. Really love this play call from Mike McDaniel. 3rd and 2. Dolphins love to come out of the play action, and usually out of the play action, they throw those quick slant routes to Waddle or Hill, everything over the middle, and they get Waddle to use this whip versus a deep third corner, and he just slams on the break. It's just so much separation. Like, you can't cover this. It literally feels like cheating sometimes with how easy it can be on 3rd down for this team, just due to scheme and how threatened they are by Waddle and Hill's speed. Just this is what these two receivers bring to the table, what they do to a defense. Just look at the effect, how deep they're playing on a 3rd and 2. And Tua knows this, just comes out of the play action quickly and just gives Waddle the free 3rd down. This is why this team is so dangerous, because even if, everything's not working perfect from a schematic standpoint or a receiver standpoint, Tua can make up for it. And if Tua's, maybe not having the best game, then the receivers can make up for it. It's just so many different ways that this team can win offensively. Dolphins facing cover 6 this time. They've faced a lot of cover 6 this season, and they've absolutely destroyed it. Love the motions pre-snap to flatten, widen things. This is basically what the Dolphins do. They love pre-snap, using these motions to get this horizontal threat, to spread the defense horizontally, and then use this to get these linebackers to widen out to this out right here, and then hit Hill over this open window. He's starting with anticipation. He's still multiple steps behind this linebacker, hit Hill in stride, allow for some few yards after the catch. One of these days, those plays are going to go for super deep, but these safeties are playing so deep just based on Hill's and Waddle's threat that you just pick up these free 20-yard gains. Just based on the play calling, Tua's anticipation to throw these people open, the manipulation of the linebackers, and then Hill, Waddle, so dangerous. Also being very smart to find these windows, slow down when needed, accelerate through the catch point. It's just very, very special to watch this offense work right now. It's 3rd and 7. Tua recognizes pre-snap that a linebacker is head up over Tyreek Hill. He knows his concept is going to clear out and give Tyreek Hill a chance here because Gesicki is working down the seam, and this is just good play calling, good awareness pre-snap because Gesicki is attacking the seam, and once he sees this defender clear out here, he knows he has Hill wide open in the flat versus the linebacker. He's not going to be able to match this. Just gives him a free opportunity, and then you pick up another nice 3rd down due to, your matchups pre-snap, Tua recognizing it, the play call to getting Tyreek Hill in the situation, and then Hill winning very easily. He has an option route there, linebacker inside leverage. They cleared the out. Tua hits him. Really, really nice play all around. Dolphins get cover 1, man-to-man on a 3rd and 7. He comes to his right. Nothing's really open here, but I think Tua knows the whole time that he's not going to go to this side. Just based on the number advantage to this side, he sees that he has a linebacker one-on-one pre-snap to Wilson, and once he identifies that, hits man-to-man post-snap, and he knows this is supposed to rub this linebacker, he's already ready. Watch, he just snaps his eyes to the left, and he's already preparing to throw it before he even sees Wilson. He knows that's where he's going with the ball pre-snap, makes a great read, and just having Wilson, who can catch the ball out of the backfield with some consistency, like he's not a world beater receiver out of the backfield, but he clearly showed that he's capable of it, and I really like his fit in the offense, and I really think he should probably be the starter by this, coming up pretty soon. I just think he's more a consistent player, runs with some more nastiness, better in short yardage situation, better receiver. Mostert obviously can create more big plays due to explosiveness, but I think Wilson has enough burst to make plays as well. So love this addition that Jeff Wilson brings to the team. The first time I've seen the Dolphins be stopped in like a 3rd down, 4th down situation where the other team is running man-to-man, but they do a good job here because they double Tyreek and Waddle, both the corners and safeties, doubling Tyreek here, Waddle up here being doubled by the corner and the safety, so someone else has to get open, but the only other one really running a route at this point, because he has the running back chipping here, Sherfield's just running sort of an over, which is not really a man beater where he's sitting, that's more of a zone beater, and then Gesicki needs to get open on the out route. It's really the only option he has Doesn't really create much separation. It would have taken an absolutely perfect throw to complete this. And I think if Gesicki gets cleaner out of his break, it probably could get completed, but he kind of gets slowed down. Obviously, Gesicki running an out route like that, it's not really his strength versus man-to-man. He's more of a vertical threat when he's winning versus man, attacking seams and stuff, but just doesn't get the separation that's needed, doesn't get out of the break very cleanly, and doesn't flatten out. So this is like one of the times they get stopped, and it was a good call by the Bears just to force them to beat you with another player besides Waddle and Hill because they doubled both of them. This is one of Tua's deep balls to Waddle. I think it ends up getting pass interference, rolling out to the right, resetting, lets this one rip. I actually think possibly Waddle just misreads this. I think it's in the sun here. Tua throws this to the inside, but he throws this past the safety. I think this one's more on if Waddle slows down right here, he goes to the jump on the ball, but if he kind of keeps running, he probably could catch that in stride and possibly score a touchdown. But they get the pass interference, so it kind of works out for them anyways. Very difficult throw for a left-hander to make to reset like this, throw it across the body to the right. So I don't blame Tua for this being slightly underthrown. Plus, in the sun, I think Waddle just misreads it, and then you get the pass interference anyways. This was definitely not one of Tua's big mistakes in this game. Those come on I think the last two plays that he really has throwing in this game. Here it is, the 4th and 1 to Durham Smythe. Obviously, wants to have this one back. We can watch what he's really reading here. The Tyreek Hill to the flat is dead. His second read to Waddle coming across the field on the drag route. Kind of taken away. Thinks this linebacker is going to undercut this. Doesn't really want to make this tight window throw. Wants to throw it to Smythe coming out to the flat here. But he sees this DB was going to take it, but for some reason he just gains depth. I'm not sure what this DB is doing here. He just kind of gives him the free flat to Smythe. So Tua was going to start to scramble, but then once he sees the DB just get off for some reason, he starts to throw it. And then he sees Smythe turn his head upfield. I don't know what Durham was doing. Like, obviously, Tua's going to want this one back. Wasn't a perfect throw. But at the same time, when you see a player, like, I don't know if you guys ever played, just even playing catch with someone, you see them turn their head away. It makes you, like, pull up on your throw a little bit. And Durham just starts to turn upfield. You can see his head here for some reason looking upfield as Tua's throwing it. And he kind of drifts and doesn't get out to the flat. Tua makes a definitely inaccurate throw. Would love to see him make this, but I'm not worried. Obviously, I know he can make this throw. He's pissed about it. But this is also on Smythe for some reason, turning his head upfield. I know he wanted to be aware of where the defenders were, I guess. But you just got to feel this and know that you are running this way anyways, and you should know that the defenders are not over here. Like, you only have one guy, and he's deeper. You don't need to turn your head out this way. And then Tua would like to have this one back. Does it get completed if Smythe never turns his head upfield? I can't say yes for sure, but I also can't say no for sure. So yeah, obviously not too worried about this. I know Tua can make this throw consistently. He's great usually on 3rd and 4th downs and in the 4th quarter, so I'm not worried about this in the future. But obviously this play on Tua, on Smythe as well, need to definitely work on the chemistry in these situations. 3rd and 11, deep ball to Waddle. This was definitely Tua's worst throw in the game. He tries to, doesn't want to throw the underneath routes to get this first down, so he just comes off of this, knows he has one-on-one to the backside. He sees Jackson stays middle of the field, so he makes the correct read here to get Waddle, and Waddle burns his guy. Great route by Waddle. They're bringing pressure, so Tua knows he has to get it out quickly, and I think he just puts too much air on this. I know people try to use this to, for the arm strength narrative. This one does not really have to do anything with arm strength. This is a 30-yard pass down the field. He can throw the ball more than 30 yards. He just tries to throw it with too much finesse. Waddle hasn't beat so badly. It's okay to underthrow him here, but he just underthrows him too much. Lets this ball float on him. They bring the zone blitz. He knows he has to get the ball out quickly, and I think this is where the real problem is. Technical. He comes back to the left, and usually Tua throws great when he doesn't get sort of lined up. He doesn't even get his feet tied with his eyes here coming back to the left, and he doesn't really like to throw a blind up anyways, but on these deep balls, it would help to get a little more of your feet lined up to the left here. When you're opening up like this ball will float on you, and it just floats for too long. He tries to put too much air under it. I mean, usually on deep balls, you want to have a lot of air under the throw. When your guys beat this badly, you kind of just want to, give him a chance where this DB has no chance to make a play on this ball, and then he just gets enough on it. So yeah, definitely a bad throw by Tua. I'm not going to dispute that, but I can understand what led to him making this bad throw, just due to the mechanics, the technical. It has nothing to do with his arm strength per se. It's only 30 yards on the field. We know Tua can throw the ball more than 30 yards. But overall, really good game by the offense. They could have had even more points scored due to some missed field goals, some missed opportunities due to snaps, things like that. But they were really just moving the entire game. They look so dangerous. And the fact that they can score even more points and there's things they can do to get even better makes them so dangerous. Waddle and Hill, it's one of the best duos I think I've ever seen personally. It's definitely the most exciting duo I've seen. McDaniel's play calling is brilliant. Need to see McDaniel get better in those 2-minute situations. He just lets too much time run off the clock. And then Tua just needs to, cut down on the 1 or 2 mistakes in the game, just underthrowing some deep balls. I would like to see him just, especially when he throws it this early, because there's times where he just chucks it, but it's super late in the play, and that's why those are underthrown. But I would love to see him just chuck these ones where he throws them early with anticipation down the field. Because I think Waddle, Hill, they have the speed to run underneath them. So I just want to see him just overthrow. Next game, I want to see them come out and just have Tua chuck it deep as far as he can right away and have him overthrow a guy. Just because overthrow or hit him in stride. That's what I want to see the Dolphins do coming out of their next game. It would be pretty fun to watch. So yeah, Hill, Waddle, McDaniel, Tua, Jeff Wilson. Really good game from all those guys. O-line played good in this game, gave Tua a lot of time for the most part. Defense needs to work on their consistency. I'll drop a video on them later this week, probably tomorrow. It just depends. But yeah, really good game from the Dolphins offense overall. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.